Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Wild, the incredible true story by Cheryl Strayed about her solo journey hiking over 1,100 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail. This isn't just a story about hiking, it's a powerful memoir about grief, healing, and rediscovering yourself after life's toughest challenges. If you've ever felt lost, broken, or stuck, Cheryl's journey will inspire you to find strength and hope in the face of adversity. Let's jump in and explore the key lessons from Wild that can teach us all about resilience, courage, and transformation. Key takeaways 1. Overcoming personal tragedy through a transformative journey. I was a woman with a hole in her heart. A journey of self-discovery. Cheryl Strayed embarks on a 1,100-mile solo hike along the Pacific Crest Trail, PCT, following a series of personal tragedies. The death of her mother, the dissolution of her marriage, and a descent into self-destructive behavior leave her feeling lost and broken. The PCT becomes both a physical challenge and a metaphorical path to healing and self-discovery, facing fears and limitations. As Strayed begins her journey, she confronts her own inexperience and the enormity of the task ahead. She struggles with an overweight backpack, ill-fitting boots, and the harsh realities of long-distance hiking. Despite these challenges, she pushes forward, driven by a deep-seated need to reclaim her life and find meaning in the wake of Lost Point 2. The physical and mental challenges of long-distance hiking. I walked and walked and walked through the day's heat, physical endurance tested. The PCT presents Strayed with numerous physical challenges, including extreme temperatures, treacherous terrain, and the constant strain of carrying a heavy pack. She battles blisters, lost toenails, and exhaustion as she pushes her body to its limits. Mental fortitude required. Beyond the physical demands, Strayed must confront the psychological challenges of long-distance hiking. Loneliness and isolation in vast wilderness areas, fear of wildlife encounters and natural hazards, the monotony of daily hiking and simple camp routine, self-doubt, and the temptation to quit as she progresses. Strayed develops resilience and learns to push through discomfort, both physical and mental. Point 3. Confronting past trauma and destructive behaviors. What if I forgave myself? I thought, what if I forgave myself even though I'd done something I shouldn't have? Facing the past. Throughout her hike, Strayed reflects on her troubled past, including her mother's death, her failed marriage, and her experiences with drug use and casual sex. The solitude of the trail forces her to confront these memories and behaviors, leading to painful but necessary self-examination, breaking destructive patterns. As Strayed progresses on her journey, she begins to recognize and challenge the destructive patterns in her life. The physical act of hiking becomes a metaphor for moving forward and leaving behind unhealthy coping mechanisms. She learns to forgive herself for past mistakes and to make conscious choices about her future. Point 4. Finding strength and resilience in solitude. I felt fierce and humble and gathered up inside, like I was safe in this world too, embracing aloneness. Initially daunted by the prospect of solo hiking, Strayed gradually learns to find comfort and strength in solitude. The trail teaches her self-reliance and resourcefulness as she navigates challenges without immediate support from others. Inner resources discovered. In the quiet moments on the trail, Strayed taps into inner reserves of strength she didn't know she possessed. She develops a mantra: I am not afraid, to help her through difficult situations. This growing self-confidence allows her to face fears and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Point 5. The healing power of nature and self-reflection. The universe, I'd learned, was never, ever kidding. Nature as therapist. The stunning landscapes of the PCT provide a backdrop for Strayed's emotional healing. The beauty and indifference of nature offer perspective on her personal struggles and a sense of connection to something larger than herself. Time for introspection. The long hours of solitary hiking give Strayed ample opportunity for self-reflection. She processes grief, examines past relationships, and contemplates her future. This extended period of introspection, free from daily distractions, allows for deep personal growth and insight. 6. Embracing imperfection and forgiving oneself. What if what made me do all those things everyone thought I shouldn't have done was what also had got me here? Accepting flaws. Throughout her journey, Strayed learns to accept her imperfections and past mistakes. She realizes that her experiences, both good and bad, have shaped her into the person she is becoming. Self-forgiveness as liberation. As Strayed confronts her past actions, she begins to practice self-forgiveness. This process is difficult but ultimately liberating, allowing her to move forward without the weight of guilt and shame. She comes to understand that forgiveness doesn't erase the past but creates space for personal growth and change. Point 7. Personal growth through adversity and perseverance. I knew that if I allowed fear to overtake me, my journey was doomed. Fear, to a great extent, is born of a story we tell ourselves, and so I chose to tell myself a different story from the one women are told. Resilience developed. The challenges of the PCT forced Strayed to develop resilience and perseverance. Each obstacle overcome, from navigating difficult terrain to enduring harsh weather, builds her confidence and strength. Transformation through struggle. Strayed's journey illustrates how facing and overcoming adversity can lead to profound personal growth. The difficulties she encounters on the trail become opportunities for learning and self-discovery, ultimately transforming her sense of self and her outlook on life. Point 8. The importance of human connections on the trail. I was entering. I was leaving. California streamed behind me like a long silk veil. Unexpected kindness. Despite the solitary nature of her hike, Strayed experiences moments of connection and kindness from strangers along the way. These encounters, often brief but meaningful, provide encouragement and support during difficult times. Trail community. Strayed forms bonds with other hikers, creating a sense of community despite the transient nature of trail life. These relationships offer shared experiences and mutual understanding, practical support, and advice, moments of levity and companionship in the wilderness. These connections remind Strayed of her place in the human community, even as she pursues a solitary journey. Point 9. Rediscovering identity and purpose after loss. Who would I be if I did? Who would I be if I didn't? Reclaiming self. Through her journey on the PCT, Strayed begins to rediscover her identity beyond the roles of daughter, wife, and addict. She learns to define herself on her own terms, separate from past relationships and expectations, finding new purpose. The physical act of completing the hike becomes a metaphor for Strayed's ability to set and achieve goals. As she nears the end of her journey, she gains clarity about her future and a renewed sense of purpose. The trail teaches her that she is capable of enduring hardship and emerging stronger, a lesson she can apply to all aspects of her life moving forward.